Why do you think we're idiots, bro?
Who's stupid? Oh, black people are fucking ignorant. It's funny as fuck.
Player one, get ready.
I hate this culture so much. Have you ever asked yourself why black people are like this? Puerto Ricans love each other. Mexicans love each other. Why can't we? Black culture is cooked.
I would like to say that every race of some sort has some kind of infighting. You know, like white people don't really. White people, everybody gets along. Like black people fuck with each other. Like you would catch a Nigerian fucking with a Jamaican in America. It's kind of ironic that, you know, we sit here talking about how black people don't have the capabilities of loving other black people, and then you make a video entirely just like directing this hateful energy towards black people. It's disgusting. It is.
I think, you know, since we're in proximity of our own people most of the time, I would just think that, you know, you will see black on black crime because that's it. That's what you most likely will have as a neighbor or whatever. Like when my package got stolen, unfortunately the nigga was black, but
it's funny as fuck because it goes back to that last video I just made anyway, right? Because the bottom 2%, since they're in your face, that's all you give a fuck about, right? Like since it's the bottom 2% that you see every day and they're stealing from you every day, that's the only thing you give a fuck about. But you don't care about the top 2% that's like stealing from you consistently every day because you're just so used to it and you're conditioned by the top 2% that you don't even question the shit. I feel like to be racist is almost uneducated.
I think it's just ignorant. It's an ignorant trait to have. To talk about some like black culture or black people don't love themselves or we don't love each other. I think if anything in America, low key, I think black people, when it comes, they have like the biggest like community out there. Even I think it has like even like in the black community, if you was to be like Asian or whatever, they ain't finna like fucking disrespect you there or anything like that. I don't know. I never seen that happen. People out here selling art, selling food, selling anything. I guess black. It was just a whole bunch of black-owned businesses, and I never went there personally. But whenever that person was telling me, "Oh, I went there," and sent me pictures of this event, I was seeing people that weren't not black, and you could tell they were standing out. Like, you feel me?
Yeah, and that's one thing too. He was. I'm probably even getting a little ahead of myself, but I don't give a fuck. One thing he talks about here is the whole New York shit from the NBA Finals, how they riot in the streets and shit. If we can like cut to that video randomly after this, you'll see that nigga, it's not only black people in there. That shit is full of everybody. This shit is a color fest. It looks like a rainbow.
Every color.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So for you to be talking about, oh, black people are fucking ignorant for the shit they did in New York, you act like the streets is just full of black people.
They don't value education, so we can't have an intellectual conversation because that's not going to do nothing but get me called a white boy or a nerd.
Before he gets to ranking on these women, because this nigga is so disrespectful about women, bro. I realized it throughout this video. This nigga's a dirty piece of shit when it comes to women. But
because of black women,
specifically black women, which is obviously the most oppressed people on the fucking face of the planet, but we don't have to speak about that. Fortunately, this is something that I didn't have to go through. I was able to be kind of mingled within both groups. I wasn't too deep in neither. I did have my own separate group though, but I wasn't too far into either side. I wasn't like trying to be one of the cool kids, and I wasn't hanging with like, you know what I mean, like delinquents or nothing. But I also wasn't like hanging with the super nerdy Smash Bros only kids. Like I kept finding people who were more in the neutral. You were a nerd, but you also wasn't too nerdy. You know what I mean? You were like probably a badass jet, but you wasn't like killing people or nothing. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to always be, oh, you're just a white boy, you're a nerd. Like, no, there was plenty of them out there. You just weren't social, buddy. That's all there was. And honestly, it's not your fault. A lot of black people are not, and that's just how it is. I mean, this world is a very chaotic place, and who really wants to be looking around and checking if you're really that person? That kind of like, you know what I mean, makes sense. Yeah, but the education from 1940, high school completions was 7%. Today, high school completions are around 88%, almost nearing the national average of high school completions, which is just in general. So we're nearing that plateau of the average, right? Then you have the high school dropout rates. In 1968, it was 33%. In 2018, it's 5%. In 2018, we had 5% of people that were black dropping out. Nigga, my dad dropped out in like middle. That gap is closed as well, because I think just about close to 5% white people dropping out in school as well right now. I mean, hey, how much more stupid can we be? So just in 2 decades alone, maybe 3 decades, doubling in college enrollment rates in just a few decades. The reason why that's so important to me though is because, you know, like people always want to say we got to stop blaming slavery for things. The funny thing is black people weren't given the same opportunity. Most of our people that we know, I'll probably censor that. I believe he's a first generation graduate. You get what I mean? I'm a second generation because my mom took it that far. My mom was super serious about school. You're a first generation graduate in America as well, right? That comes from segregation. That comes from economic barriers mixed with like just unequal access to the same education. If you were black, you were not getting allowed into Harvard in fucking 1980, 1970s unless you had like a 4.9 GPA and your father was motherfucking Neil deGrasse Tyson's dad. You get what I mean? Like, it wasn't gonna work.
You had the funds to afford going to school like that.
That's even why HBCUs were created, because of the fact that certain colleges were just not letting black people in. So fuck it, we're just gonna create our own colleges. It's literally the purpose of HBCUs. When you're not accepting that much black people, it creates just this intergenerational effect of less education, because you're just not letting people get the access of their education properly.
And unfortunately though, as much you might have a new phase, whether it's white, black, Chinese, them niggas are not by themselves, it's not able to fix something that has been broken since the beginning of time.
And then we can't even talk to the women because they're too disrespectful for no reason. All they know is ruin your life, mess your kid's life up, put utilities and Section 8 in the kid's name and mess their life up, and then take no accountability for doing it. My mom has a Section 8 house right now in my name. My house that I have no access to, but I gotta struggle where I'm at right now. Her rent $8 a month, while my rent $800 a month. You have to understand, if you're a black man in America,
I think he definitely reaching when it comes to black women being too much, too aggressive. I think we also have to keep in mind that, like, I mean, at least in my experience, I never had like an aggressive black woman just come at me when I tried to like interact with her. You might low-key be a weirdo.
He sounds hurt to me.
He sounds hurt, you feel me? But it's like hurt. You only feel like that because you as a black man, you're only gonna interact with a black woman. Yeah. You might have a bad experience here or there. You might have a bad experience with your mom. Maybe your mom wasn't the best, and maybe you just generalize all black women to be the same because, you know, you might see similarities in other young women, whatever, probably going through some shit in life, and you think that everybody's the same.
But that's the problem, is you're using your personal experiences to classify exactly how you see the external reality that's in front of you, when that's not critical thinking, because critical thinking is case by case.
Black people.
Yeah, exactly. So for you to see women as like, oh, you know, they're just there for cash grab, they're there to ruin your life, and they're there to just be like popping pussy and that's it. It's like you sound just hurt, buddy. You just sound hurt. You're objectifying, you're generalizing, you're disgusting. Like I don't know how else to really put that. And it just keeps flying as if it's like, that's honestly probably, and I always come back to it, and I don't care if I get called like performative, bro. I don't give a fuck. Misogyny is extremely disgusting to me, to the degree where I almost see it, no, not even almost, I truly see misogyny as worse than racism. Truthfully, me as a black man saying it out of my mouth, I can accept a white person saying, you know what, our colors are different, so it's a possibility. It's a possibility that, you know, you may act different, but like a woman, it's still just a human. Like, there's no way. I mean, okay, regardless, okay, your color doesn't make you no different from human, but you can kind of rationalize and make sense to how racism can affect the person's mind. You know what I mean? Like how a person's color and them not seeing black people can like affect them, right? But like, there's no way you go your whole life not seeing women. You get what I mean? Like, so that means you went your whole life just doing the same shit.
Regardless of color, we still have women. you know, and then you guys are man, like, how can you possibly, let's say, if you think, because there's some people that do, if you think that women are vulnerable and are supposed to be protected and be at the house and be that traditional, you know, that way of thinking, having that way of thinking, then don't you feel as if as a man you want to do the opposite and then hate on them?
Explain, elaborate on that.
You even want to confine, the fact that you as a man want to confine them into a square of a home with kids, it's already crazy enough. You know, that in itself is misogyny, but you know, like, you could at least
try to make that easier for them. Yeah,
you can alleviate by being a gentleman.
Yeah,
alleviate by being a good cause, being a positive person, or whatever the hell, or being I don't know, like, because even between women they fight within each other, so sometimes they might have to just like step away from that and then find some sort of comfort, some sort of escape. And I think as men we're supposed to be able to be a safe option, you know.
But then that's the funny part, is later when we get into this video later on, you'll realize that he uses that as some sort of entitlement. He'll be like, oh, but you know, we're supposed to be protecting you from the guys that want to hurt you, but you want to be disrespectful to us.
My physical capacity is always in jeopardy, even being around a woman, because regardless if I'm cracking you or not, I gotta make sure nobody else is cracking you without your consent. And you can't even respect me as a man. You can't even take accountability when you wrong. Feel me? Why do our women not make our job as a man easy, bro? Every time you see them in Walmart, gang, you see a black couple in Walmart, they mad as hell. But if you see her with the white man, she happy as hell, gang. You see her with an Asian man, she happy as hell. But I still gotta protect you. And then you gonna get mad when I go sleep with the white lady. You not getting me rocky.
And it's like, nigga, protecting a woman is bare minimum. Like, you act like that's some transaction, like you're supposed to protect a woman for respect. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I feel like, okay, if you go back, and niggas are always like, oh, well, you can't go back in the time, but it's just the general principle of it, right? If all of us are 100 people in a village, I got my wife, I got my kids, and we're getting attacked by 100 men, and we got 50 men in our village. I'm not fighting for just my wife and my kids. I'm fighting for your wife and your kids. You get what I mean? Because if they kill both of us, then nigga, they could get to our wife and our kids. You get what I mean?
Right.
So it's not just a generality of like, oh, I'm protecting you because, you're supposed to respect me. You're supposed to give me coochie and lay in my house and have my kids and be my subordinate black bitch. It's like, that's the bare minimum you're supposed to do, is protect the woman. Like, you niggas are now using it as like, we protect you, so you're supposed to love us. It's like, nigga, that's bare minimum.
I really think black people are insecure, Sean. When you're insecure, you're emotionally unstable. And when you're unstable, you can't have a stable opinion. People cannot critically think anymore.
Not in the Western civilization. We're supposed to be moving past that shit.
You have to understand, if you're a black man in America, everybody's after you. Everybody's after your poor choices. Everybody's looking for you to be an idiot. The whole world is banking on you being a dummy.
Like, to say,
I can agree with that.
no, it makes sense. It makes sense. I agree. Actually, it makes sense. But that's a part of the problem. You're exposing your position. To sit here and say, oh, if you're a black man and the whole world is looking at you to fuck up, isn't that a problem? You get what I mean? Like, when you walk into a room, another analogy, right? When you walk into a room and you think that you're walking into a room full of loved ones, this is supposed to be a room where everyone is equal. All of your family, nobody is above no one, right? So you walk into your room and everyone's looking at you and staring at you and supervising over you and waiting for you to drop a glass of water, or just so they could beat your ass. And then the next person, he could drop a glass of water and nobody even sees it because they're so busy watching you. That's not love, nigga. Pretty much what I'm trying to say is, once you have a default outlook on something, let's just even use the situation that's at hand. Once you have a default outlook on black people, then that is a problem, right? Especially if your default outlook is negative. Because once you're looking for someone consistently to do something negative, then that alone is racism. You shouldn't be looking at a person. No one should have to prove themselves to be a good person to you for you to then treat them differently. If that's the case, then just leave people the fuck alone. You get what I'm saying? That shit would make me get the fuck out, because you're suffocating me now. That's not a cool position. That's not something that you should be like, oh well, this is just what it is and y'all gotta do better. No, that system has to change. Like, if it's a family construct and everyone is equal, then everyone needs to be supervised. If I drop my glass and I get my ass beat, then my brother needs to too.
You know, the thing about it as well is like the same niggas who tell you hey, you gotta be better, don't even know what better looks like. Can't even tell you the solution to it. Cause
that's true.
What solution you want? You don't even know how. Like you can't even how. Like people are gonna be like people. If they want to be hood, well, then that's their life. What do you think the steps are into like
repairing humanity?
It's humanity. You can say it's humanity, but it's like, let's be honest. At least in terms of this video, it's targeted toward a certain race of people.
The black community?
And then,
I think, but that's the problem, is this video is targeted towards the black community and their problems that they suffer from the lack of humanity in this world.
Maybe.
Actually, I think to fix the black problems, you low-key just have to fix the humanity in this world. Like, there wouldn't be racism if niggas had humanity. That's just the point blank period point.
That same ideology that white people had back then about forcing Christianity onto black people, because it would have made them quote unquote better and, you know, cleanse them from their monkey-like ways. Apparently, it's the same thing that's pretty much what's happening in this video, talking about something. Man, y'all black people are going through it. Y'all black people are bad. This is no good.
This is like preaching respectability politics all over again.
I think General Zay understands, I guess, the black struggle, but don't know why is the black struggle.
I think that comes like, with a byproduct though, right? Like, he understands the black struggle. I think he's just riddled with the lies. He's riddled with the lies and emotion. Because one thing they said in here earlier is like, okay, I realized that Sean Dude said something like, the way that they push media and people on the people, or other heroes, quote unquote, on the people, is through repetition. And even another thing that I want to kind of throw on top of that before we even get there, and I'm definitely taking this from Nero, is that I think it's more emotional, right? I think that the reason that these people are connected to a lot of these people that they're parasocially in tune with is due to emotion. I don't think that they're just repetition, that they keep seeing them in their face. Like, while you scroll through any platform, you're constantly being emotionally baited, whether it's in the happiness, whether it's in the sadness, whether it's in the anger. Something is trying to pull you into a certain state of emotion. So I believe that that's what they're using rather than repetition. So when they're using emotion, I believe General Zay is just a byproduct of that. He has the understanding that black people are definitely suffering and undergoing certain systemic issues, but due to a result of his emotion and anecdotal, like, personal experiences, he can't see past the fact that that's just the issue. Like, he sees it like black people are just dumb. Like, he'll ask a question later, why are we stupid?
Before they turn it. Why do you think we're idiots, bro? Why do you think, well, not us, you know what I mean? Because we think, right? We use our critical thinking. But why do you think we're idiots? You know what? I mean, I'll answer first. When you look into the hidden rules among social classes, the ruling class considers poor people the foolish class. They made up their mind and said, these people are uncivilized savages whose intellectual capacity requires them to be exploited. And that's why they're feeding everybody Dean the Great, Adrian Broner, people twerking on top of cars, twerking at funerals, spazzing out over Knicks games. So this creates a communication barrier between the two. A majority of the nation is intellectually deaf, and it's because of the poison being pushed out. The brain rejects knowledge. Why do people in our community reject knowledge?
What the fuck are you talking about? Who's stupid? You're stupid. And then he wants to be like, oh, well, not me and you. No, bitch, you. He's like, oh, we think critically. No, the fuck you don't. Because critically thinking is going case by case. Critically thinking is understanding that every situation is different from the next one, not completely generalizing general. You're saying white, for me to sit here and say white people don't know about black culture treats a large number of white people that grew up in black culture as if they just aren't a part of it. Like income is important, location is important, your family is important, your education is important. All of that shit can make you a part of black culture. You get what I mean? Without being black.
Your upbringing. So you might, bro might have came from a maybe a family of where they got this shit together. Maybe he didn't grow up the best because he's talking about mom in Section A and where's the father at? You know what I'm saying? Like,
fair.
Is he still in the picture? Because I know it sounds stereotypical.
But no, that's just how that works. Because that's what he's doing. In reality, he's soft launching like stereotypes and he's oversimplifying and just like he's reducing mad empathy for people. You can tell that he stopped seeing black people as individuals a long fucking time ago, and he started seeing black people as like categories. You get what I mean? Like, oh, you're a thief. Oh, you're a thot. You're a hoe. Oh, you might be one of the good ones. You're respectable. And I'm not trying to say patterns can't be observed. You get what I mean? Like, study people. That's how history is. That's how history comes about. That's how sociology is a thing. Like, a lot of shit is examined from groups and trends.
It's not my skin tone. Nah. What's happening is you're exploiting my weak spot. The reason why we might be a little bit more flashier than other people, I guess. We probably never had shit before.
That is exactly why. I remember me and you being young, and we were both like, bro, what do you want in the future? And you was like, bro, I just want to be able to vibe, chill, live my life, like house, simple life. And I was like, I don't know, man. I just want like this, all this and that. I want this extreme shit and all this, that, and that. And we came from the same thing. We came from both not having nothing, but it's both the same like desire. Like it's both a level of comfort that we seek. But which side are you on? Are you gonna take it to like the level of like comfort or extremity? You get what I mean? And then it's like, that's just what makes us different in those contexts. In every case, I think that happens. I don't think no one's trying to use slavery as an excuse. I think nobody's truly taking into account how impactful it is, though. The whole thing that we're on is the fact that we want to make sure that everybody makes it out. We're not like, oh, there's a well of water over here and all of you motherfuckers are dying of thirst. So whoever finds the water finds the water. It's like, we understand that some people might die, but we're trying to help as many people find the water as possible. You get what I mean? And that's just like what not a lot of people are thinking of.
They don't want to consider the fact that maybe somebody's father, got caught up because, yes, maybe he did make the choice of probably want to sell drugs. Yes, they probably made the choice of, he made the choice of selling drugs, but then the choice is against him when they make you, they want to criminalize you for breaking the rules so bad when they're breaking the rules every day.
And that's where like that one conversation we have sometimes where it comes down to like individual free will and then the influence of your past circumstances kicks in, right? Because yeah, okay, your dad could have just chose to sell drugs, right? Now, like we were saying earlier, I believe everything happens for a reason. I believe that life, from the second that shit has started, from the first spark, has been dominoes consistently knocking each other down. You get what I mean? Like this train of just dominoes. So everything from the last one is important to the next one. So your dad may be a drug dealer. Cool. What made your dad a drug dealer? People only think about it that way when it's a white man. Oh, this white dude just killed his mother and father. Why did he do it? But we don't give a fuck when it's a black person, right? Like, oh, this black dude just stole from you. Why did he steal from you? Right? I'm not ever justifying it, but these things matter, because if you can't understand why they're doing these things, then you can never find them, like, to catch them before it happens. You get what I mean? If you continue looking at these people like they're like just fucking evil animals and disgusting pieces of shits, then you have where America is doing Salem witch trials on women for no reason.
Right.
You get what I mean?
No one wants to talk about that and why they even thought about doing that in the first place.
Right. Because they just were so vitriolically upset with women at this time. Mm-hmm. That they just convinced themselves that they can just smell a bitch if she's a witch and hang her and burn her and it was for the good of God. And that's white tendencies. I'm gonna just be real. We want to generalize, we could generalize. Like, that's white tendencies. That's white tendencies. White people burn people and leave them up on top of wood and hang them. White people bomb people and leave their ashes in the middle of streets on a fucking lump sum with their children and their dogs and their roaches. Like, they fuck shit up. You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
Okay, I can never think of a black person that committed that much of a genocide.
no, there's a black genocide that's happened. It's been in Rwanda or something like that. But the funny thing about it is it happened in Rwanda, but it was based off of it started off of a what's that one place? Belgium. Belgium colonized Rwanda, and then was in the government causing civil war to the degree where they just fucking genocided each other to the millions. And at the end of the day, this always starts when, I hate to say it, there's some European influence. Like, if you would have just left them niggas alone, I don't think they would have genocided each other. Yeah.
The domino effect.
Oh, exactly. You can say the Rwanda people just decided to kill each other for no fucking reason, right? But the Belgium literally was in there instigating, and then just dipped out when they started killing each other.
And if you were the slightest bit curious on how Belgium played any kind of role, they came and colonized them in general. During their colonized rule, they started creating like classifications, right? Like ethnic identity cards, making categories official. They like inherited some shit for education and positions in admin that created resentment amongst like the clans. They had like 2 different clans called like Tutsis, or not clans, but 2 like ethnic groups, I guess, called Tutsis and the Hutus. And then they started giving them like educational and administrative positions to cause them to separate. And then in the late like 50s, Belgium just completely started supporting Hutu elites, which is another group. And it's just, hey, they know what they're doing, bro.
I think I'm so split on free will and past circumstances because they're both so fucking important. Like, I believe everybody has free will, but I believe past circumstances are just as important. And that's just how it is. I think that's just being human. Like, the past matters, but you do have a chance today. You know what I mean? But not everybody has that ability to see that. Like,
I honestly blame white people for the division of black people, if there is quote-unquote division in black people.
there is, for sure. I'm not even gonna sit there and lie.
There is more than the white person's fault. They made us equal.
Yeah.
You know, because not everybody have the same opportunities.
That's where assimilation comes from.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not everybody's fault, sure. But you know, you just don't have. It's difficult. I don't even know why it's like that. Like, why some people are just I don't know. Maybe they're just human. And we get held back sometimes from our lack of discipline. That doesn't make us
any less or worse.
Right. Or even you have the decision to take my life or do what you want with my life.
Yeah.
Lock me away where I can't even be human again. And then when I come out after incarceration of your average black man, I have no choice but to do crime. Schools won't even let me in.
Jobs.
To integrate me into society. That system probably sucks like dick. It's inconsistent.
Not to cut slack again, but when you grow up in an environment where everyone around you is suffering the same effects, I mean, what makes you think that you're any different? What makes you think you're an exception? It's like,
Listen, the child support system is waiting for you. These women are waiting for you to run up that bag and be stupid and accept them after they had a bot phase and got cracked by the whole damn city. Listen, the prison system is waiting for your sweat equity. Everybody's banking on you being a crash dummy. That's why we gotta learn to control our emotions.
oh, learn to control our emotions. Learn to control our emotions. Because, you know what? The system doesn't care as much if you volunteer. Or, not if you volunteer, but the system doesn't care as much if you're vulnerable, because then that means that you're taken care of. Like, they got you, right? They could take advantage of you. So, you're vulnerable. You're hurt. We obviously can see that you you're very hurt by black women, right? You're vulnerable. You're taken advantage of. My issue though is that you love to argue about black women based on generalizations rather than critically thinking to statistical observations or just something else. It's just contradictory because, again, I'll state it again, critical thinking is evaluating case by case, because the true value of an intelligent conversation is evaluation and understanding, not assumption. You get what I mean? It's just strange that you would sit here and preach that you are a critical thinker and you're one of the smart ones when you're stupid as fuck. And it just shows by just the way you would speak. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Maybe I say this because if emotional control is so important, I think it would be smart to not let, your personal experiences with women be what, shapes how we talk about an entire group of people, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm stretching.
Why haven't black people gotten better? Because I'm going to answer it first. I think it's a mindset. I think we all carry the same ghetto mindset.
But for dude to sit up here and say, why haven't black people gotten better? And because we all carry the same ghetto mindset. And sure.
And then go back to be like, well, maybe not me.
Maybe not me, right? But then again, we could sit here and say racism doesn't result to everything. But I don't give a fuck. It is very important. When you have a whole government that is willing to redline you, right? Redlining is where they pick specific neighborhoods, mark them out on the map, and then put black people in there. Only black people, low-income people. Specifically, it started off with black people. As time grew, it became low-income people. Nowadays, it's low-income people. Redlining became hoods, poverty. You get what I mean? So, cool. They redlined black people. Huh?
Where it's affordable.
Where it's affordable. Sometimes even unsustainable. But it's okay, right? They just put you in these positions. First of all, before it was called the hood, it was called the ghetto, right? Not by black people, but by the people that were. Yeah, it was a derogatory term, right? For the area, in a sense. Right. So most of us have a ghetto mindset, which is a word, a term, and a specific energy that was given to us by the oppressors. And why haven't we gotten better?
Around within the community.
Right. Why haven't we gotten better? It's not again. It's not that his questions aren't wrong. I'm not gonna sit here and say that we have. I'm not even gonna sit here and argue your point that we have gotten better, despite the fact that the statistics that I labeled earlier about education has obviously proven that we've gotten better. He even says it later on in this video that black people contribute $2.1 trillion to fucking society. So we obviously have gotten better. You get what I mean? But where in your fucking mind do you click that we haven't because of our ghetto mentality? Obviously, you're oppressed, brother.
Yeah.
You're oppressed, brother.
He wants to be oppressed. He wants there to be a problem. He wants to. Black people rioting in New York or whatever. I won't even say black people because there's literally anybody who can.
For his argument's sake, let's just say black people.
But okay, for why they the runts out of all the race in America.
Right. It seems like only two things can be true when it's convenient. Right. It seems like no, black people in the streets are rioting this way because all black people are dumb. It's not the fact that, you can have white hillbillies out here fucking their children and also have some like smart white people, right? It's only that these things only exist when it's, black people. But it's okay.
Yeah, like you could. Why don't we have a GIF or an AI video of somebody getting a reward? God damn it, where's the positivity?
The last time I heard of a black award ceremony was Michael B. Jordan getting an award and some dude screaming.
Yes. We can't even have our own moment while somebody having And then they were like, oh no,
That's someone ruining it.
Yeah. Oh, slavery don't exist. Your mindset is still, you're still a master in your head. Look, I was able to get this car. Okay.
Okay.
You're supposed to. These are things you're supposed to have. We're all equal, quote unquote. I've learned this too, because I used to think like that as well. Where it's like, oh, I don't know why black people, I don't know why we can't we just wake the fuck up, you know?
Yeah,
and it's,
same.
Okay, I get it now. It's just hard, nigga.
It's not the same for everybody. That's the tough part.
Exactly.
Like, even me myself, bro, like I felt I got to my ear listening to me while I was recording this. And when I said it earlier, like, oh, we should just eradicate all of it, she was like, oh, but you know, I'm wrong when I say that all misogynists should die. And it definitely made me retract on it, because I was definitely being emotional when I said it, just trying to like give the energy back. But it makes me feel wrong only because of that fact, the fact that it's not easy to do good, you know? Like, to do good is actually hard for a lot of people. That doesn't justify it, but it makes it 10 times harder when you never even know what the fuck good looks like. You get what I mean?
Right.
Same thing for black people. Like, there's that dude that's out there in the streets, he doesn't even know what the fuck good looks like. And if I were to just say, hey, he should be condemned to death, I would feel like shit, because he hasn't had that chance of guidance. He hasn't had that effort from someone to actually like show him what the fuck what else is out there. You know what I mean? Just what I was saying earlier, like, we can have a well of water and we can say, hey, whoever's lucky enough to find this well of water, then you're lucky enough. Or we can actually just try to help as many people get to this well of water as possible. And I feel like people are making that a big fucking problem, and I don't understand why. Like, it's kind of crazy.
Yo, Sean, you told me that when you look at the white woman and you look at their mental state, it hasn't changed throughout the course of the years. But when you look at the black woman's mental state, it's changed. It got more ignorant. Why do you think that is?
Before I burst a blood vessel or hurt somebody, I'm gonna end this video fucking here, because both of these claims are both of these claims are stupid as fuck. If you think that white women alone are just so stupid that they cannot evolve, and you think that black women are just so fucking inferior to you as a man that all they can do is devolve, someone needs to smack you in your shit. That idea holds no weight. There's no evidence behind it to help you support that claim. All you're running off of is emotional, anecdotal bullshit around you. I don't know how old you are, Zay, but you gotta grow the fuck up, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Life is more than what you see. What Transformers say, there's more than what meets the eye, right?
People come and they go.